Good morning, Cambrians. How are you all? This is Dalvinder from Cambridge International School. I welcome you all to e-portal of CIS Dasua. We are doing poem 4, The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by William Butler Yeats. Let us take a quick recap of what we had in the first part of the lesson. First we discussed biography of the poet William Butler Yeats. He was born in Ireland in 1865. We discussed about some of his marvelous writings. We came to know that he got Nobel Prize for Literature in 1923. He died in 1939 and he is always remembered as one of the leading Western poets of the 20th century. In the introduction of the poem, I told you that the poem is a lyric. It means it is a musical poem. We came to know that poet is longing for the peace and tranquility, and he want to go to a place where he spent most of his childhood days. The name of that place is Innisfree. He has described some of the beautiful scenes of that place. After reading the poem, we started with the explanation of the poem. In the first stanza, poet describes his willingness to go to Innisfree, where he is going to build a small room or hut with the help of clay, and he would use sticks to make fence around that hut. He would grow vegetables there. He would tame bees, honey bees, and he would live all alone in that place where some natural sound like buzzing of bees is very common. In the second stanza of the poem, poet very beautifully describes the place. He describes the cloudy morning. He describes the glimmer of the midnight. He describes the purple glow of the noon. He was interested in seeing linens' wings when they come back to their nest in the evening. He discussed about sound of the insect cricket. In the last stanza of the poem, the poet feels the urgency to go to the Lake Isle of Innisfree. In the depth of his heart, he can hear the sound of lake water hitting the shore. He has become nostalgic about this incident. It seems that the lake is calling him. He can hear that sound everywhere whenever he go on the crowded road or he is moving in some sort of park with grey colored pavement, and In other words, we can say that he actually want to go away from the hustle and bustle of the city life and want to live in a peaceful place like Innisfree. In the beginning, I told you that this is a lyric, and I was able to find this poem as a song. And the singer has really justified the music as well as the lyrics. Let's listen to some part of it.
I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and the small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there.
Then in the last segment, work to do, I gave you 4 questions based on the poem. And the 4 questions were: what kind of place is Innisfree? Second was, what are the 3 things the poet want to do when he goes back there? Question number 3, what does he hear and see there, and what is its effect on him? Question number 4, what does he hears in his heart's core, even when he is far away from Innisfree? Then I ask you to write the difficult words and their meanings in the personal word bank. This was the end of part 1 of the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Let's start our today's lesson. Poem 4, The Lake Isle of Innisfree, and we are doing the part 2. Let us start our today's lesson, and the first segment in this is poem analysis. In this, we would first discuss about rhyme scheme of the poem. If you remember, I have already taught you how to find rhyme scheme of a poem. I have taken first stanza for you. Let us find rhyme scheme of this poem as well. The first line ends with the word Innisfree. The second line ends with the word made. The third line ends with the word honeybee. And the fourth line ends with the word glade. The first word is Innisfree, which rhymes with the word honeybee. Second word is made, which rhymes with the word glade. So I have written A in front of Innisfree and honeybee, and B in front of made and glade. And if we take it together from first line to fourth line, the rhyme scheme is A B A B. I hope you are able to understand this. Let us now talk about poetic devices. I hope you remember all the poetic devices that I have taught you in the early poems. In this poem, though there are many poetic devices, I have taken out 4 out of them. Let us now talk about them one by one. The first poetic device that I have taken is alliteration. What do we mean by alliteration? Alliteration is repetition of a consonant sound in two or more closely placed words. In this poem, you can find words like hive and honeybee where her sound is repeated. And in third stanza, you can find lake, lapping, low where l sound is repeated. The second is repetition. This means when we repeat some phrase in the poem. In the poem, we can find this particular line, I will arise and go now, repeating in the first and the third stanza. So this is an example of repetition. My third poetic device is personification. Do you remember what is personification? Personification is when we give human characteristics to some natural event, to some non-living thing. In this poem, morning is personified because when poet has described the cloudy morning, the poet said that it has come up with a veil. Veil is generally worn by women. So morning has been personified. The last one, fourth one is metaphor. And what is the meaning of metaphor? Metaphor is when we compare two words in the poem. In this poem, clouds are compared to veil. The morning, which is cloudy, the poet says morning has come with a veil. So we are comparing cloud to veils. So that's why this is an example of metaphor. We will now talk about summary of the poem. The poet is reminded of his past, his boyhood, when he visited the peaceful lake isle of Innisfree. He wants to go there and live there all alone. He wants to build a small cabin or hut with clay and wattles. He would grow beans and get a honeybee hive for honey to survive on. The poet describes the peaceful natural surrounding of the lake. He says that the scene of the cloudy morning, the shining stars, the glowing sun, and birds flying in the sky give him peace. He feels relaxed to hear the pleasant sound of the cricket song. The poet feels the urgency go to the lake isle of Innisfree. In the depth of his heart, he can hear the sound of the lake water hitting the shore. It is as if the lake is calling him. He hears the sound everywhere, either on the crowded road or the grey-colored pavement of the city in which he lives. This indicates that he wants to escape from the artificial life of the city into the peaceful surrounding of nature. I will now talk about theme of the poem. All the people in this world have different thinking. No two people think alike, and they take everything according to their perception. And when we talk about a poem, the readers always understand the poem in a different way. Two people can never have the same meaning for the same poem. Depending upon your ideology and thinking, you may derive different themes from the poem. I have derived one of the theme for you. In the same way, you can take other themes also. According to me, one of the theme of the poem is nature and spirituality. The poet is willing to live in solitary. He wants a peaceful life in Innisfree, which is an island in Ireland, where he has spent most of his childhood days. While providing a dreamy, picturesque view of the island, the poet also emphasizes the incompatibility of its virtues with modern life. In doing so, the poet suggests that a return to nature offers unique spiritual rewards. It means when you come back to nature, it would welcome you with open hands and open arms, and you would be very happy to stay there. You would be welcomed there. This poem also has a symbolic touch. Some of the words in this poem symbolizes some unique things in the life. Let us talk about them one by one. The first word is Innisfree. Innisfree symbolizes an ideal image of nature. The second word is the cabin, which the poet wants to build there. That symbolizes the simple lifestyle that is required to access nature's wisdom. This symbolizes humbleness in our life. The third is light. This symbolizes truth and clarity in life. This also symbolizes spiritual enlightenment in our life. And the fourth one is roads and pavement. Roads and pavements are symbol of urban life. And in this poem, it shows the ugliness and boredom of urban life. And that is the reason why poet wants to run away from these places and want to go to a natural place where he wants to live a simple life and where he can get spiritual enlightenment. Let us now move to our last segment, that is work to do. As usual, I have come up with some of the questions to check your understanding. My first question for you is, what does the poet hope to have at Innisfree? Question number second, which image from the first two stanzas best conveys a mood of serenity? Question number 3. What sound does the speaker describe in the poem? Question number 4. What words does the poet use to describe how calmness and tranquility will come to Innisfree? And keep on writing all the difficult words and their meanings in your personal word bank. Before I finish my lesson, I want you to see this beautiful video with a beautiful poem. I hope you would like this poem. With this, we come to an end of today's lesson. Have a great day. Thank you.